Pony, and welcome to the Pony Talk podcast. We have episode 4, guys. Fake it till you make it. I am your host, as always, Dashy101. I, for some reason, forgot to keep on saying that our last 2 podcasts. I don't know why. I am here joined with the wonderful, amazing Rainbow Dash 47, aka on Discord, Songbird Serenade. Say hello.
Hey, this is Songbird Serenade.
Yes. Good old, bring a little bit of Pony Mauve in there. Yeah. So, we are back with another episode to cover, guys. Like I mentioned, season 8, episode 4, Fake It Till You Make It, and, yeah. First impressions? What
an interesting episode it was, to be honest.
It was, and, the title definitely says it, too, so, Hasbro's actually been really good with their titles, recently. They haven't came out with anything too cliche or too, just, stating the obvious. It's actually pretty good, so it's tasteful. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, well, first impressions on this episode, guys. It was really good. It had a lot of funny moments in this one. I do gotta say that. And Rainbow, you said that it had a lot of funny moments as well, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about a little bit of the beginning of the episode. Now, obviously we are in Fluttershy's Sanctuary, and they actually have a name for it. Sweet Feather Sanctuary, it's called. Cute little name. And I like how in the beginning with Angel, how when Fluttershy gives Angel bowl of salad, normally what he usually gets for a, diet or something like that. I don't know. He gets salad, and then that's where Fluttershy, she's like, what a lovely day for a picnic. And, of course, we gotta have the Rarity scream, Fluttershy! And, of course, that startles all the animals and all that. So, yeah. Fantastic entrance.
It startled me.
Oh, yeah. It was actually pretty loud. Even for me watching it on, oh my god. Online. I should just say that. Yeah, I don't know if I had my headphones on or something, but yeah, that was really loud. Startled me a little bit. Anyway, while Rarity goes and Fluttershy's wondering, like, what the heck's going on? You're in here. It's like, why are you acting like this? She's like, fashion show. I'm supposed to be in Manhattan showing off one of my collections of clothes. I got another, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know. She's got one of those fashion show things going on in Manhattan, and this is where Fluttershy incorporates. Now, this was another funny scene. Fluttershy's like, "Oh, Rarity, would you like to stay and have some lettuce?" And I love where Angel looks at his salad and stuffs it all in his mouth. I kind of laughed at that part a bit. And yeah, Angel's still Angel. Hasn't changed. I don't even think a little bit. Angel's just Angel. And this is where Rarity's like, I'm good. But I got a task for you. Can you manage my boutique? Fluttershy surprisingly takes that like, oh yes, sign me up. And Rarity's like, really? And she's like, yeah. And it was like, I'm surprised you asked me because, after we do have a lot of friends. And Rarity's like, oh, I kind of asked a little more ponies, and then we go into flashback with all the ponies, obviously her friends, and then this is where Rarity introduced Fluttershy into the boutique. I don't know since this is Canterlot Boutique and Rarity runs two of them, Carousel Boutique and Canterlot Boutique, or aka known as Rarity for You. I feel like it's changed just a little bit. I don't remember that counter being so wide and like I don't remember that counter being there unless that's just me or we just haven't seen it. So
I don't remember that either.
I don't know. I feel like either they did a little bit of remodeling to the place or I don't know. But it still looked amazing. And this is where Rarity's like, hey, so Fluttershy, let me show you how it's done. You do this. Well, of course, customer will say, hey, I'm looking for this, and you try to find the perfect dress or clothing of whatever their taste is. Do this, fold it up nicely, put it in a bag, slap a bow on it, boom, out the door. You got yourself a customer, a satisfied customer. And Fluttershy's like, oh, that seems pretty easy. And then Rarity kind of like, you know, kind of nudges her and says, well, that's the easiest task. The hardest task is, well, of course, pleasing the customer, which is just a little tedious. But while this is going on, Rarity then is rushed out of the door with Sassy, I think is her name. Oh god, was it Sassy? I don't know. Or her assistant. I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen her. Maybe.
I don't think I saw Sassy Saddles.
Yeah, at the towards the ending of where they're at Manhattan, and Rarity's putting on that clothing's like, it's missing something, or this doesn't seem right. She was in there for that little shot, but yeah, and that's right. Her last name is Saddles, so that's right. But yeah, so Fluttershy is now the pony of the store, and this would, even though it's Rarity for You, now it's Fluttershy for You. So this is where Fluttershy kind of feels like, oh god, I don't think I'm gonna fit in with these ponies. These ponies like seem like they're either sassy, like they know what they're talking about, which I mean they kind of do, but at the same time they're kind of a little bit rude and not really liking Fluttershy. So then that's where Fluttershy, you know, goes into her three different moods of her pony. One of them being a little more kind of strict, the other one being sassy, like that's so whatever. The sassy teenager girl phase, and then we have the kind of darker Fluttershy, hashtag emo shy, right there, and yeah, so these three different versions of Fluttershy that we've never really seen, and going back to teenager, I guess, kind of style Fluttershy, I kind of feel like she's one of those hip-hop kind of ponies, with like the Insta cameras that, and there you go. There's your photo from the little. You remember those things? They still make them, believe it or not. My friend actually purchased one. I want to say like last year. Last year was 2017. So yeah, in the beginning of that year, I think she might have actually got it for Christmas. Now I think about it. Anyway, yeah, so she is now in these three different poses, I guess you could say, of herself, not actually herself. And of course she has her little raccoon friends, which I forgot their name. Oh, Soft Pad, Smokey Jr., and Smokey. So, yeah, really cute little raccoons, too. And I'm surprised Rarity actually allowed them to stay in the store. Remember, going back, I forget what episode it was, where they were cleaning up Rarity's boutique. Well, it was just a abandoned place, and the main six had to go clean it. They had those raccoons there, and then Fluttershy named them. So, yeah. That was good to see them again. And, Fluttershy, while she's going through this, and I started kind of like, I was actually surprised, I'm gonna say this, and Rainbow, you probably could agree with me on this as well. Andrea Lemon did a really good job of, the impressions of those three different characters of Fluttershy, I guess you could say. There's not really too much with that. I know, and it didn't even sound like her. She literally sounded like another actress. But no, that's Andrea Lemon for you. So kudos to her. Yeah. I definitely gotta say, she's probably either my third or second favorite actress out of the main six.
Who's your favorite?
Obviously, we have Ashley Ball, the voice of Applejack and Rainbow Dash. I think that's your favorite too, to be quite honest.
Well, to be honest, I like all of them very much.
I do too, but I'm just saying she's probably my favorite. But I do, it's not saying that I don't like, let's put one out there. Tiara Strong. I love Tiara Strong. She's amazing. She does a lot of characters. I mean, oh yeah, look at her book. It's crazy. You guys know what I'm talking about too. But yeah, I love all the characters. Let's just put it that way. But if I had to choose one, the voice actor of Rainbow Dash and Applejack would be my fave. But going, yeah,
yeah, same.
So now she's getting in depth with these characters, and we're starting to see a side of Fluttershy that we really don't want to see. It clings on to her, and now she's being rude even to her little animal friends. And then that's when the no word, the bad word that you do not call those little friends of hers, rodents. She uses that a lot in this episode. And obviously these raccoons get really upset, and they go see Twilight, and Twilight isn't working at the School of Friendship, I guess we call it now. I'm gonna call it the School of Friendship.
That's called racism against animals.
Well, hey, it is a school for all, so yeah. But now here comes a really interesting thing. During this part, while the raccoons are telling Spike, what's happening, Spike picks up on this, and let me tell you, Spike could probably be the next Fluttershy. Just he understood those raccoons, so yeah, that was pretty good. Kudos to you, Spike.
Yeah.
Yep. But I feel like, they should have elaborated on just a little bit more, because I don't know. And this was another thing that was mentioned. So while I was watching this episode firsthand glimpse, unfortunately I only got to watch the beginning and the end portion, way to watch an episode. But I forget the guy's name, but he was doing a stream on it, and I think he does it for every new episode of MLP that comes out. He was streaming it, and in the beginning, I kind of forgot to mention this, when Fluttershy made that elephant kind of cozy around the pot, the teapot, you remember that? He
Yeah.
mentioned, he was like, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but going back to, the one episode where, their cutie marks were switched, I guess you could say. Yeah, it was, I know it's on the tip of my tongue what it was called.
Magical Mystery Cure.
Yeah, Magical Mr. Cure. That's a tongue twister. Yeah,
I remember.
yeah. They had Fluttershy help out Rarity to get her cutie mark back, and she like literally knew what to do. And then we see this from this episode. I thought Fluttershy's a lot better of a sewer than that. I mean, compared to that episode to this episode, where did that all go? So that was just another little thing to pinpoint out. It's not too important, but it was definitely something that was mentioned in that stream. But while Spike figures this out, Twilight's like, oh gosh, I would never expect that from Fluttershy, and neither has any of us. Fluttershy's always nice to her animals, so kind of like, yeah, little too far-fetched for Fluttershy. And then, of course, Rarity gets a hold of this while she's trying out her new collection for this fashion show in Manhattan. She gets the memo, and she's like, oh god, I'm gonna have to leave early. This is not good. And towards the middle of the episode, too, she kind of worries about Fluttershy, like, oh, these Manhattan ponies are really, really mean. Or, well, the Canterlot ponies, I should say, but I think there was some Manhattan. But obviously she was fine, but until this happened, and this is where, when Rarity finds out, the main six actually go over to the boutique, try to say, hey, Fluttershy, that has to be you. Stop acting like you're some other ponies. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, here, let me show you something. Kicks them all out.
And I said this. This pony has a mental issue.
Well, at that point, I can agree with you on that, Rainbow. Fluttershy definitely went cuckoo in those minutes. She went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Or mostly cuckoo for fashion bucks, I should say. But, yeah, enough with the puns. Oh my gosh. I am too full of it. So, now she...
it is the main attraction.
Yeah. I should add that sound effect in there, just... Yeah. Alright.
Quit fluffing around.
Come on now. You're doing it intentionally. Okay, so Fluttershy kicks the main six out. Not good. They're very confused and wondering why. Rarity gets a hold of this, and she puts her hoof down and says, Fluttershy, you are fired. You're no more. You off with you. And she's like, ugh, fine. Good luck finding another pony like me. And she's like, phew. Nope. Now we get Gothic Fluttershy, or hashtag emo Fluttershy, like I said, or emo shy. Emo shy. That's a thing going around. So there you go. Those people that predict emo shy, there you go. All happy. So she's like, she needed to go anyway. She was a little too fussy, and she's like, well, guess what? You're out. And she's like, bummer. And then the other one, the really like teenager one, is like, good, you let them go. They need to go. They were setting the mood down too. Like, seriously, ugh.
She sounded a lot like Diamond Tiara.
She kind of did. You know what? But again, she definitely sounded like either a young filly or just another pony out there that is like that, and we saw a couple of in this episode. So yeah, and then Rarity kind of mocks her in a way and says, "Oh, like you're gone, like gone." And she goes, "Well, okay." I don't know why that, but I don't know. It was funny. And then we get normal Fluttershy where she's like, "I am so sorry. I did not, I felt like these ponies were just going to trample over me, and I didn't feel like I knew what I was going to do, and I felt like I needed to fit in with the environment." And then that's where the main six are like, "Oh, Fluttershy, you silly goose. You don't need to fit in. You just need to be yourself, sell clothes, and you'll be good. Be yourself. Don't be another pony who you're not." So, lesson taught in there, and obviously things go back to the way they are. But while this happens, Rarity gets an inspiration, not an inspiration festation. That one episode, oh god, that was crazy. But while this is going on, she gets her inspiration from making this other dress, which is called the Warrior something. The Warrior of Inner Strength. That's the design of that dress. And this is where, while she's showing it off, the other pony, kind of like what Fluttershy's third version, if you want to say, was kind of acting. She was like, "Oh, so I guess they're hosting the Canterlot Fashion Show here now, or the Manhattan Fashion Show." And then Fluttershy kind of acts like her and says, "Well, what happens if they're hosting the Canterlot Fashion Show? Like, seriously?" And then this is where Rarity kind of like looks at her like, "You okay?" Just showing my inner strength. And then they chuckle. Boom. End of show. And yeah, that was really good. Again, guys, there were things that were like added in there. I could see that, but they made it into, I guess, sort of a tasteful way. Now, obviously, this wasn't one of my favorites, but it definitely was one of the funniest ones out of this season, I gotta say, by so far. And another honorable mention about this episode, I liked when we were checking with the other ponies. Rarity was saying, "Hey, want to run the shop? Want to run the shop?" And she asked Maud, and she's like, "No, can't." "But you haven't asked Boulder yet." She's like, "Ooh." I was like, what? And we'll do one more honorable mention. When Rarity was showing Fluttershy how to run the boutique, and then that one pony comes in and it's like, "Ooh, you really like this dress. This dress has your name all over it. Like, the fabric is all good. You'll love it." And she's like, "You're right." And then they do off that crazy laugh like, "Ah!" And I was like, what is up with that laugh? That some fashion designer laugh. But yeah, it was really funny. I like that. So there were a lot of little nicks and grins in this, guys, but it was enjoyable, I gotta say. And Rainbow seemed to like it too. Obviously, he's cracking up in the background. So yeah, really fun, guys. Fun episode. But I want to hear from you guys. What? You can.
Well, trust me when I say this, but I've seen Fluttershy worse than this.
Well, yeah, true. But it was one of her worst, but it wasn't the worst. So, I definitely gotta say, the thing that struck me the most was when she called her friends rodents. Because Fluttershy normally would not call any of her animals rodents or any type of thing. You know, that she doesn't do that to her animals because, you know, she kind of takes care of them. That's her talent. So, yeah, a little shocker there, but, you know, kind of have to intrigue people. But, yeah, so, guys, thoughts about this episode. We'd love to know. Hear some feedback and all that. That'd be amazing. It's great. And any last things to say, Rainbow, before we close off the podcast?
Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I certainly did. It was fun being with you today.
Well, Rainbow, it is certainly fun to have you on the podcast. And guys, if you want to join the podcast, leave a comment down below. I know we got a couple of people been wanting to do it, and yeah, it could be your lucky day. So, thank you all so much for watching this Pony Talk podcast. It's really a real pleasure having all of you watch this. And next episode, we come in for episode 5. We have Granny's Gone Wild is the title. So we will join you in that episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, please like, share, favorite, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. And as always, we'll see you in the next Pony Talk podcast, guys. Peace out, every pony. Bye!
Bye!